Hey everyone, it's Chris here from Everyday Survival Gear, and I know it's been a long time, it's been quite a while, and lately I've been saying this quite a bit, but between a few issues, between YouTube cutting down my views, but I like to welcome all the new subscribers. Thanks for still subscribing. Like my last video only had 30 views, and my channel has the most subs that it's ever had. Like 730 subs I think I got now. It's nothing like spectacular, but like thank you all for subscribing. It's not like the most unique channel in the world or something. I don't know how to explain, but yeah, I'm gonna put a picture out here of what happened to my finger. I don't know if you guys can see that it's still my finger still looks weird. There's like a chunk missing. I cut off a bit of that, and in between that and having bad internet, just the whole three together have kind of killed it, and I haven't really bothered making any videos. But that doesn't mean that I haven't been modding or buying lights. Have I brought lights? Well, fuck me, I brought this one. This is a light I picked up at a hardware store here locally, so I thought we'll pull it apart. Within the next coming weeks, within the next coming weeks, I'm definitely going to do a review or show you guys my new EDC. It's using Luminous SST20s on a triple board. 3,000K, 3,500K, 90 plus CRI. So I thought that'd be pretty interesting to show you guys what I'm EDCing now. And I got the Violet S2 Plus review coming up, and you can see I'm pretty sweaty because I'm in the room and whatnot. Got a bloody incandescent light on there to give us a little bit of extra light. What else? That's it. I got that, and I'm gonna build a triple S2 Plus with these new, not new. It's like a what's it called? I forgot what it's called. There's gonna be like a new shelf bit that's gonna go in between and whatnot. So yeah, anyway, just wasted 2 minutes of your time. So yeah, this is a light I picked up at a local hardware store. It cost me a whole $10 US, and if you look deep down inside there, you can maybe see it's using a real Cree XMl2. Not sure of the bitting. Kind of looks like a U2 bitting. I've noticed that the U4s that I brought, that they kind of look different. They look more like the SST40s than the old XML2s, than the U2s. They got like little bumps on the die, which makes it look a little bit more like the SSTs. So yeah, I picked this up for $10 Australian, so that's like $5 US. What's the exchange rate now? It's like horrible 67 cents. Cost me a liver just to get some from some batteries from eBay and AliExpress. This is actually not that bad. So I figured, we'll take it apart. I'll show you guys how it works. And then we'll take it outside, and then we're gonna mod it because I got a reflector that fits inside that I brought from Fast Tech, and this happens to fit. Reason to buy this light was it was $10. It's already got two 18650s inside, and it's using a real Cree XML2, and it's got a pretty big reflector. And I was hoping that even though the reflector isn't smooth, it's like concave or whatever you would call it, it's not really SMO, it's kind of like, I don't know, that it would get pretty good throw. Throw isn't actually too bad. It's probably an equivalent beam to a stock standard C8 with an XML. So the brand is Taller. Their model number is TL1265. If you're here in Australia, which you're probably not, definitely if you see one of these at Bunnings, pick one up. It's actually pretty good. Day code 7th of the 17th, 17th of the 7th, blah blah blah. It's a 10-watt spotlight. So they rated it at 500 lumens, but I can tell you it's definitely much brighter than 500 lumens. Oh, this light's so hot, and I had to turn the fan off too. So much noise. My notes here. It is IPX7 waterproof, charging base, so it's actually charges like so. Both cells will be in parallel. Why can't I say that word? Parallel. Let's cut that. So both cells will be together. So it's only a 3-volt emitter. So yeah, they're probably not the best cells in the world. So that's probably why they're using two. It's got 3 modes. High. First is high. Then you got low, a little bit of PWM on low mode, and then you got strobe. What else? It's using a real Cree XMl2. I wrote that down. Mixed reflector OP/SMO. It is using a plastic lens, which is probably the most sucky bit about it. If they would have just used like a glass lens, that would have been better, but probably would have cost more. And I don't know if it would have fit in here. It's got like a rubber over molding around the whole thing. To get it apart at the start, it is pretty hard, but you kind of work at it. So I'm gonna change this with a de-domed XPG2 that I've had sitting in petrol overnight. I've just cleaned them up now, and try and put in that smooth reflector that I have and try and make it all work. But first of all, we'll take this apart. I'll show you guys inside quickly. We'll take it outside stock and we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, now I've got the video mode on manual, so hopefully it doesn't look too bad. Hopefully there's a little bit better audio. Probably not. So that's the light there, the Taller. I can't even remember the model name. So yeah, it's kind of like an old school design, how you would have seen like the dolphin lights, so kind of, I guess. This is the charging part here, so one side will be positive, one side will be negative. The switch here is at the back. So it's a electric switch. So you got high, and you got your low, which just does have slight PWM, and then you got your actual PWM, strobo, and then back up to high. So yeah, no memory mode as such. So it does have, as I said before, the rubber over molding. You know, for $10, like, I can't fault it. It comes with a real Cree XMl2 and everything. So I'll take it apart, but then I'll put it back together and take it outside, and I'll show you guys. So it was a bit of a pain to get apart at the start. Silence. So that's the lens there. Not really much of a lens. No AR coating, obviously, or anything, because it is plastic. Can you even coat plastic lenses? I guess you could. The lens actually sits the whole way in, so you can see like so. And this molding can actually be taken off if you would want to. Not sure if you really want to. I wouldn't mind to try and take it off to access the back part. It's a little bit hard to get out. You kind of got to like do one of these ones where you tap it and it works. Yeah, broken. Refund. Professional. I'm professional. 110%. I did have it apart last night, looking through it, thinking what I could do to it. Oh no. Alright, so yeah, it's apart. So this is actually screwed down. The reflector is screwed on, and that is your real Cree XMl2 there. I'll show you guys more about that later on in the video. I just want to just quickly show you guys through it. Okay guys, so sorry about the fan noise and the different lighting. I was actually just pulling this apart, and I decided I'll make it a separate video. But considering I haven't taken it apart yet, and I didn't really show you guys the whole thing properly, it looked like it was going to be pretty hard for me to get apart, but it wasn't actually too bad. So yeah, as we can see here, there's two 18650s in parallel for a total of 4,000 milliamp hours. Not the biggest or best cells, but it doesn't really matter because it was a $10 light. So the reflector I've had out before. This is it. It appears to be plastic with coating. It does sound plastic. Interestingly enough, this is the LED close up. So I showed you guys that before, but it's actually using this style plug to connect to the main board, which is a pretty interesting style. I should also note that these 18650s are actually held in place too by the same style clip connector. Basically, this is the charging board here. It's super simple because it's basically just charging two 18650s in parallel, so it'll be a little bit harder to charge it in series because you need to balance them, but in parallel it's pretty cruisy. You can see there, you probably could resist the mod this, but I'm not going to right now because I really got to trace out the board to figure which one is for the LEDs and which one is for the charge module, because you don't want to charge it at too high a current, because being 2,000 milliamp hour cells, they're not going to be that good quality. And no, there is no E-switch, it's actually a proper clicky, which I couldn't hear it clicking underneath all that rubber because it dampens it. But yeah, it really felt like an E-switch. So it uses these connectors here, and then positive and negative charges from the board. So this whole clamshell came out in one piece. I didn't try and take it out earlier because I didn't really have a need to. But I knew now if I was going to have to mod it, it'd be easier for me to get it out. So I thought I'll try. And that's pretty much it. This goes in like so. So basically, yeah. I'm not actually going to mod it right now with the new reflector. I'm going to keep that old reflector there. This one. And I'm going to put this XPG2 D-domes in there and see how it throws with that. I'll show you guys that at the end of the video. I've already filmed the first beam shots, but I'll show you guys those beam shots too at the end. Just give me like a few minutes to sort of this stuff up. Alright guys, so now we've got this Taller spotlight outside. You can see it is pretty spotty, but it does have a bit of width to it too. It's not the widest light in the world, but it's not too bad. If we just switch to wide mode for a minute, I'll show you guys. Camera quality is going to be bad, but that's how wide the beam is, so it's not only throw. So yeah, 10 watts, rated at 500 lumens, but to me it seems much brighter than 500 lumens. I haven't really done a test on it yet for sure, but it is fairly bright. So it starts on high mode, so this is actually high mode now. So we'll go down to low mode. So you can see low mode isn't very low at all, it's still pretty high. But it's only got 3 modes, so you know it's pretty hard to choose. They could probably use a few more modes, but I don't know, you know, if like non-torch people, when they get lights, what they want, like you probably don't want, you know, like 1,000 modes and stuff. So yeah, everyone's different in what they want. So yeah, next mode is in strobe, and then it goes back to high. So yeah. So as I showed you guys when I pulled out the reflector, it is actually sitting on like an aluminium cup. It appears to be aluminium, and the MCPB, the LED is mounted to that cup. So it does have pretty good cooling, although the case is plastic. But they could have made the light just out of aluminium altogether, and that probably would have been much better. But I don't know why they chose this design, because it's bigger than it needs to be. But it does house, you know, the charging unit, the driver. It also houses, you know, obviously it's got the LED and everything. So if we go to 100 meters now, we'll try it to 100 meters. And you can see it gets there to the tree, like lights the tree up very easy. The beam is actually pretty spread out, but for such a large reflector, I'm surprised it doesn't do better, but I guess it's just the design of the reflector. We'll come back here. I'll compare it to one other light just to show you guys the output compared to the other light. Okay guys, so this is the spotlight on, the Taller spotlight. It hasn't stepped down from what I can see right now. And then so to the left is a spotlight, and to the right is a lumen TD16. So this is using a Cree XMl2 off a YouTube bin. So that's pretty much why I chose it. The reflector is obviously much smaller, but it is 1,000 lumen light, and you can see side by side they pretty much light up the same amount. You can see that the spotlight is much throwier, so yeah, you can definitely tell that. But as for brightness wise, they are pretty much both exactly the same. And it is quite a warm night here, so this TD16 is already starting to heat up, which is interesting to see. Wonder how the spotlight's going, if it's holding down well. Anyways guys, alright guys, now we've got the XPG2 that's de-domed in this Taller spotlight. I wasn't going to do this as part of the video, but I figured I might as well give it a go, give it a try, see how it goes. The hotspot is definitely tighter, but it's got a few issues, one of them being that the reflector really isn't that good, even though it's big. Because if it was SMO, it would have worked out better, having a few bumps. But the way that it is, they're really trying to diffuse the light. The other problem too is the lens. The lens is really bad, and with this LED in here now, you get a lot of spots and dots on it, so that's not too great either. But at 100 meters, you'll see the light is a lot. You can see it gets there just as easy, and this is with a lot more haze in the air now. The air is a lot worse, but you can see it gets there pretty cruisy, and the hotspot's a lot tighter. And now it actually gets to that other tree at 180 meters. You guys won't be able to see it, but it just gets there. Before it was only barely getting there, if even that. So yeah, probably better to stay with a domed LED in this, because the way that the light is. Anyway, I'll get back to you guys with another video where I change the reflector out, and we'll see how it goes, because I tried the XPG2 in that newer reflector, and it does appear to be pretty good. Throw is pretty tight in it, not the tightest, but pretty decent. This could also use a bit more focusing, but I haven't done that yet. So anyways guys, as always, I know I already said my outro, but as always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Catch you later.